Hello, everyone, and welcome. Congratulations on your decision to own an unfranchise. It indeed can be one of the most rewarding endeavors you ever undertake. My name is Bonnie Philo. I'm an independent unfranchise owner, executive director, member of the Million Dollar Club, and certified trainer with Market America. Scott and I have been registered and building our unfranchise business for almost 17 years now. In fact, it'll be 17 years this September. We couldn't be more excited to be building an unfranchise, especially with Market America being bigger, better, faster, and easier, certainly no longer on trial. When I took a look at this business almost 17 years ago, my sponsor, very dear friend, Elizabeth Weber, introduced me to the business. I followed the blueprint, I plugged into the system as she coached me to do, and I set my goals accordingly. So today we're going to go over the basic five. One of the aspects of the basic five, as shown on this slide, is developing a goal and a goal statement. So for the next 20 to 30 minutes, we're going to discuss doing that for you. It couldn't be a better time to go ahead and start your unfranchise. So through the next slide, we're going to talk about setting those goals and understanding as well that a goal is a dream with a deadline. People don't plan to fail, they just simply fail to have a plan. People without goals have no destination. And I've had a lot of different goals in life. Certainly, when I took a look at this opportunity almost 17 years ago, I was very, very skeptical. I thought that this was a pyramid. I thought this was one of those things. I actually didn't even look at the marketing plan for about 2 or 3 years. But Elizabeth Weber kept me, as we say, in the funnel, kept me in the bean jar, kept a relationship going with me. And what do we say? It's only a matter of time. My timing was right. And that's when I took a look. So I knew I had to set my goals accordingly. And what I realized was the bigger the why, the bigger the purpose, the harder the try. Scott and I certainly had some huge goals and some smaller goals, short term, midterm, long term. We knew we had to think about this and then ink it. And there couldn't be a better way to ink your goals than getting started right with the Getting Started Guide and Action Plan. This is the roadmap. This is the track to run on. This is what I've run on and continue to run on every 30 to 90 days as I update my goals and make changes and do my goals and make them a reality, and then set new goals for myself and my family. It was very, very important for me to spend quality time with people that we loved, with our family, with our friends, with our children. I'm very happy to say that's all become a reality with Market America. Financial freedom, time freedom, doing what we want, when we want, with whomever we want, where we want as well. And very, very focused on making certain that our son Brian, that our daughter Heather, that our son-in-law Jeff also was introduced to Market America's unfranchise as a plan B. At the very least, we brought that to them for them to evaluate it, and we're thrilled that not only did they evaluate it, they have become unfranchise owners over the last years, and they are building a very successful business. So we couldn't be prouder of that, because our huge why and focus was never, ever to be a victim of that 40-year plan again, to merely be a volunteer. And whether you're a business owner, owning your own business, or whether you do work for someone else as an employee, that 40-year plan, I think we'll all agree, with the economy being the way it is, the 40-year plan just isn't working. I think that people should work 2 to 3 years of their life and have 40 to 50 years to retire and do whatever they want, instead of the reverse. And with Market America's unfranchised business model, with the proven record of success we've had, with over 300 members of the Million Dollar Club, with the company paying out over $2 billion to its distributors and unfranchised owners, certainly we are no longer on trial. We have a proven track record and a proven record of success in America, parts of Canada, and in 5 countries worldwide today. So if not you, who? If not now, when? Set your goals accordingly. ink it and think it, one of the best ways of doing it is through page 3 and page 4 of the Getting Started Guide and Action Plan. Don't do it alone. Be mentored. Stay accountable. Partner with your sponsor and your team. One of the great things we get when we first register an unfranchise, above and beyond all the tools Market America gives us to be successful and to be a hopeless success, is a team of experienced unfranchised owners that are focused on your success. Because we all know in this business, when you succeed, we succeed. Everyone wins the game. It's a win-win scenario because we've got a synergistic combination and a financial incentive to work with people. I've never seen anything like this marketing plan where just by merely helping other people, you automatically succeed. So through the next slide, as you define your dream and purpose and set your goals, this will translate into a plan of action. And if you go to page 3 of your Getting Started Guide and Action Plan, and all of you did receive one when you registered, as I'm building my unfranchise, from the very first appointment of taking that potential partner off a possibility list, from my possibility list, or from my team's possibility list, because their names list is my names list and their people are my people, so I'm always working an ABC pattern as well. I'm focused on building relationship with that potential partner, and from the first, if not second appointment, one of the tools, of many tools I carry with me when I'm meeting with that person, is the action plan. The reason for that is we can crystallize and show them a system. We're systemized, uniform, standardized. We've got checklists. Everybody does the same thing to acquire the same results. And it couldn't be more simple than following page 3 and page 4 of your goals, defining your goal and your goal statement. As stated on the next slide, you've got to be SMART about it, which is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Your goals must be measured. You must measure, monitor, adjust, and control. Just like setting a rheostat dial, bringing it up, bringing it down, either adjusting the action or adjusting the goal. Next slide is about developing a goal statement. 5 steps, exactly outlined on page 3, and you can even refer to a great section of setting your goals in your career manual. If this is a weakness of yours, because we all come to the table with the unfranchised with strengths and weaknesses, if setting goals is a weakness, then it's even more critical to read about how to do it, to focus on how to do it, and not to do it alone, to partner with the experienced unfranchised owners and your sponsor in the business that's already done it. You can't teach what you don't know. You can't lead where you won't go. In order to be a great mentor, a great teacher, a great coach, you've got to do it and be that person first. Decide what you want. Write it down. Think about this. If you had a novel to write about you and your life, if the job wasn't a challenge, if time wasn't a problem, if money wasn't an issue, what would your book of life read? What would your novel say? What would you want? When would you want it? What would you be willing to give up or overcome to have a lifestyle? Instead of just making a living, how's about designing a lifestyle? Because you know something, life is not a dress rehearsal and we only go around once. What about a detailed plan to get there? You must have a detailed plan. Just like you would have a roadmap if you wanted to travel from point A to point B, and you would map it out whether you were going to take an airplane or a bus or a train or a car, and it would be mapped out. You know, most people plan more for a holiday weekend than they do their financial future. And isn't that where we really have to spend the rest of our life? So you must have a detailed plan to get there. Page 3 walks you through that of the action plan. It even breaks it down to developing a detailed plan of what you must do each year, each week, each day, each month to achieve those goals, and breaks down on page 3 your daily and weekly and monthly example. These examples, 6, 7, 8 points for each day, each week, each month that you build this action plan was put together by the top leaders in the field, the top members of the $1 Million Club, the top six-figure income earners and above, the top members of your advisory council, who got together over the past 17, 18, 19 years to do and continue to redo the action plan to make it better, to make you better. So I felt that if Elizabeth Weber, who has earned in excess of $100,000 in a 4-week pay cycle as a international field president, if she was coaching me on doing something, doesn't it make sense to do what successful people tell you to do? You know, the difference between success and failure really is evident. The person who succeeds simply does and will do what the person who failed didn't do, or made a choice not to do, or was not willing to do. What are you willing to do to achieve financial and time freedom? What are you willing to give up or overcome to make that happen? So all of these points outlined in your Getting Started Guide and Action Plan are outlined for you, all put together by the top leaders in the field who all got together to assemble the 21-page action plan for your success, all agreeing that certain things consistently are done daily, weekly, monthly, by the top of the top people. All you've got to do is follow it. People don't plan to fail, they just fail to have a plan. I believe, because there's never been a plan around up until now for that average busy person to realistically and successfully achieve financial success. With the Getting Started Guide and Action Plan, with Market America's unfranchised business model, you can have that. But if it's to be, it's up to me. So it is all about you and your focus on making that happen. Decide what you want, as outlined on this next slide. It's a great grid to go ahead and break down for you when you're building and writing your novel of life. Take a few minutes, take 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Decide what you want. Where would you like to live? What would you like to leave? Would you like to learn a new hobby? Would you love going away with your spouse for the weekend? Would you love taking your children to Disney World? You know, this is great not only to write down in short-term, mid-term, and long-term what you would like and or list them in order of attainability, but this is great also to do a dream board with. Get together with your family, your loved ones, your spouse, your children. Build a dream board together. Look through magazines, look through books. Pull out pictures, cut out pictures. It's a great exercise. You know, again, plan for your financial future. It's where we have to spend the rest of our life. But crystallize it and emotionalize it, visualize it. So if you want to purchase a car or a second car, just don't think about it. If money wasn't an issue and you were doing that today, if you were able to buy the car today, what would it be specifically? You've got to be specific with your goals. If you think you believe, you will achieve. And if you think you can, you're right. And if you think you cannot, you're right as well. The mind does not know the difference between truism and falsehood. It just knows what you program it. So go to the car dealership as if you were buying a car today. What make? What model? What's the color? Interior, exterior? Is it leather? Is it cloth? Test drive it. How much money do you need? Is it going to be rented? Is it going to be leased? Are you going to be buying it? So all of this is important when you're breaking this down. And again, your career manual has a great breakdown section on that, and your team will get together with you as well, and your sponsor will help you do this, because Go Now distributors have already done this for themselves. So it becomes simpler and simpler to do the more you do it. List them in short-term, mid-term, and long-term in order of attainability. Break it down further according to this next slide. Decide what you want. List your goals in order of attainability, but determine the income necessary through the Market America marketing plan to support your lifestyle and goals. Determine the number of BDCs, business development centers, you need for qualifying for commissions to attain the income level. We know that through the marketing plan, 5,000 BV left, 5,000 BV right, $1,500. Use $1,500 per business development center as a baseline. $1,500 a week, $78,000 a year. Ongoing income, 2 to 3 year plan to allow that to happen for you. Why not you? It's happened for so many others. through Market America's unfranchised business model. Now, the 1,500, certainly remember, that doesn't include the bonus of 600, nor does it include the additional marketing plan of incentive or internet BV. Determine the PIN level that reflects your goal. When I first started the business, it was very, very important for me to focus on what I wanted, short-term and long-term. Long-term certainly was a six-figure ongoing income. I focused on that and focused on that happening within a 2 to 3 year time frame as the plan called for. You don't have to give up what you're currently doing. Most people don't. You learn how to intertwine and weave this into your life. Part-time, 8 to 12 hours a week, by staying accountable, being mentored, following your action plan. You will never be at the PIN level of your income unless you determine what the PIN level is. I teach people in my network and around the country as a speaker to go 4 PIN levels out. So if you're brand new as a distributor, you want to target professional coordinator. That's a great first step target. $4,500 to $7,500 in a 4-week pay cycle. And then that sets a staircase to supervising coordinator, to national supervising coordinator, and certainly to director, which is $18,000 to $25,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. But you've got to determine the number of centers you need for qualifying at director. You will be helped by your team in doing this. Now, the next slide, translate it into an action plan, because this is all about the people you lead to, and through an ABC pattern, the people that they lead to. You need a leader in each leg, one on your left and one on your right as a baseline to start your networking distribution channels. But like we say, don't depend on any one person, because you never know when a go now can become stable, and you never know when a stable or waiting distributor can get irritated and all of a sudden wake up and go now. So get 4 leaders per leg. With one leader, you've got something going. With 2, you've got some great action. With 3, you've got momentum. And with 4, it's like a snowball going down a hill. You can't stop it. The pot is going from simmer to boil, and it's boiling over. You need 8 leaders at the end of 12 months. Set target dates for achievement as to when you want it, as outlined on page 3. And on page 4 of your action plan are business goals and objectives for those target dates to fill out with your partner. So when I'm first sitting with someone, from the time that I meet them, if I see that they want to go now, that they want to make it big in this business, big in their lifetime, and they're ready to do it now, they're qualified, they will go ahead and do what's necessary to be done to be successful. You see, I just don't think it's fair for a distributor to expect $2,100 a week, a 6-figure ongoing income, if they're not willing to do what other distributors have done to earn $2,100 a week or a 6-figure ongoing income. And the great news is, we've got the system, the standards, the uniformity, the checklist. We've got everything in place to teach you what to do and how to do it through the target dates that you're going to do, and through us adjusting your rheostat dial to measure, monitor, adjust, and control. We're going to help you measure your progress against the date and then adjust the date or the goal to be in line with reality. So as per page 4, how many hours a week will you commit to your business over the next 30 to 90 days, knowing that you are going to commit to a 12-month action plan, knowing that we have a training system, one of the largest corporate trainers. We've got a training system with thousands of trainings, with hundreds of trainers that have signed contracts to train you the right way, regardless of what leg of distribution or sponsorship you're in. That in itself is unbelievable. Our national meeting training seminar system. What nights or days can you commit? So it's a very customizable action plan based on your goals and your needs and your time. When do you want to sponsor your 2 people and activate? When do you want to hit the level of coordinator, executive coordinator? How much do you want to be making by when? And when do you want to register your 10 preferred customers? Each shop consultant manages a portfolio of 10 customers to build base 10, 7 strong, and duplicate that. So, again, in deciding what you're willing to give up or overcome to obtain goals, as pointed out on this slide, you are going to face obstacles. We all have. Every leader has. We like to say that obstacles are nothing more than stepping stones to success. We eat challenges and obstacles for breakfast. You know, you might be disappointed if you fail, but you're doomed in life if you never try. And if you have failed before at certain things, brush yourself off, get up, start all over again. That's what the biggest successful people have done. The failures have been nothing more than stepping stones. So know we've all had these obstacles, that you are not in a class by yourself. We all have 24 hours in the day. Why do some people build while others make excuses? And I've learned you can make excuses or money, but you can make both. It is the difference between success and failure. We're going to learn. We're going to build as a group. We're going to be mentored. We're going to learn how to overcome our obstacles, whether it's emotional, fear of what people think, scheduling obstacles, trying to figure out church responsibilities, family and employment responsibilities, paralleling it and analogous to Market America and building. Most of the time, we're just out and about building Market America. It becomes a way of life. We live the Market America life. But like anything we do new, in the beginning, there's a learning curve. In the beginning, it is going to be hard. If it were easy, everyone would be in the top 5%. So remember that. But hard is what makes it so wonderful. And that success becomes bittersweet and you become a hopeless success. You're going to have financial obstacles. There is overhead. There are training costs, management tools to purchase, support materials, but because we're building Base 10, because we're marketing product and we have fabulous market-driven products, we're going to retail, you're going to earn a profit. That profit is your cash flow. This is about owning a business. Take responsibility, get committed. This is a business. Treat it like $1 million business. It'll pay you back instead of treating it as a hobby. So your retail profit offsets the overhead to run your business. Break down what your training costs are going to be. And if you do want to make ongoing significant income, if you are looking to be in the top 5%, make a 6-figure ongoing income in 2 to 5 years, then again, you must do what other successful people have done. You must plug in and get to our meeting and training system, the local seminars, regional conventions, the basic 5 trainings, the new distributor trainings, your unfranchised business presentations, your UBPs. Through the action plan and your mentorship and your sponsor, you're going to clear out in your calendar and you're going to start booking in things that are going to give you the knowledge to build your business. Knowledge is power. You must obtain it. We obtain it through the training systems, and then you must apply what you learn and take action. The 2 huge trainings, which I don't believe are a choice, I think are a requirement if you want to be successful and earn an ongoing income with the company, are the 2 corporate sponsored trainings, which are extraordinary. International Convention in August in Greensboro and World Conference in Miami in February. And these 2 are not an option if you're looking for the 2 to 3 year plan. It is part of the plan. 20 to 30,000 of us get together, distributors, unfranchised owners, and guests, and we get trained by the elite of the elite, the best of the best. The best of the leaders in the field are picked to be on stage to train you on how to build your business. You will learn where the company came from, where we're going, what to do, how to do it by the best of the advisory council, the leaders in the field, the speaker bureau, and corporate itself. Why would you not want to be put in front of Mark Ashley, Steve Ashley, JR and Lauren Ridinger, Kevin Buckman, Dennis Franks, all of the top of the corporate team, men and women like Jim Winkler and Todd Lear and Jeremy Fenimar. It is unbelievable to me. Every year I have not missed a world conference or an international convention. And I wouldn't, because you can't teach what you don't know and can't lead where you won't go. You know, in an effort to find an Elizabeth Weber on our left and a Phil Guido on our right, Instead of looking for them, you must become them first. That's what I realized I needed to do 16 years ago by following the blueprint and plugging into the system. And the people that win the Market America game and win financial freedom are the people that get the most tickets and get the most people to the events. This is the best focus right now, is to prepare for your success. Set a goal. How many people do you have going to the international convention? How many people are you getting to World Conference? How many tickets did you purchase? How many more can you buy? How many tickets are you going to move through your legs of distribution on your left and your right? How many people are on your left and on your right going to the event? You can't just think it. You've got to ink it. You've got to plan it out. It's all about setting your goals. So break it down. As per this next slide, the monthly is the yearly divided by 12, the weekly is the monthly divided by 4, and the daily is the weekly divided by 5. It really is that simple. Life by the inch truly is a cinch, and life by the yard can really be hard. If you want things to change your daily goals. If you are not happy driving the car you're driving, living in the house you want to live in, if you don't have the time for freedom that we all feel you certainly deserve, it's time to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So we have to change. We have to change what we're doing. It takes 30 days to make something a habit and 90 days to get it reflexive. Practice will make perfect. And as shown on this diagram on the next slide, this is your staircase. It's broken down by some great diagrams coming up on these next slides. Your daily steps and what to do every day outlined here, outlined in your Getting Started Guide and Action Plan on page 3. You can go to unfranchisetraining.com, pull this Basic 5 up. Every distributor has access to it and all the other modules on unfranchisetraining.com as well that Market America gives us. You know, there really is no excuse not to build this. The only way you can't make this work is if you don't get started. And it's not when you get in Market America that your 2 to 3 year plan starts. It's when Market America gets into you. When you start really accepting the fact that you are going to lead the Market America life because you're looking for more. And it starts with your daily steps. Doing just a little something every day and staying accountable. Talking to a few people, booking an appointment, listening to an audio. By doing that little bit every day, at the end of the week, you've added 10 possibilities, you've gotten 5 appointments, which leads to the weekly staircase, where every week, in 4 weeks, your monthly goal has occurred. In 1 month, you've spoken to 20 to 60 people. You've gotten 20 appointments. You've added 40 possibilities. Now, certainly, not all 40 or all 20 appointments are going to salute this, but your percentages and odds are not against you, they're for you as you go through quantities of numbers. The numbers won't lie. You will end up inevitably showing the plan 1 time a week minimum. And in this economy, millions of people are looking. Millions of people are unsatisfied with the recession, with job displacement, with companies closing down, with gas prices going up. Baby boomers are not asking when they're going to retire. They're asking if they'll ever be able to retire. Young college men, young college women are getting out of college, not even certain if they're going to find a job, and many of them are looking to own their own business. Well, we've got a better way. We've got the unfranchise. So each week, this is the pattern of what you want to do. Call your coach daily or weekly, especially in the first 30 to 90 days. And at the end of each month, 12 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, you're positioned to earn $2,100 a week. You're on track, on course, out of the red, in the black. Because the numbers don't lie. Every month you'll be sponsoring 1, minimum 2 a quarter. You'll be getting 10 customers ordering about 30 BV. You will learn more about Base 10-7 Strong through your Basic 5 trainings by attending the events, and you'll attend a monthly seminar as well. Think it and then write it down and affirm it out loud daily. 2-3 times a day. Read it, write it, have it in front of you, live it. It is December 31st, 2011. Speak of it as if it's already happening. I have no debt. I'm living on the coast of Carolinas. I'm in a 5,000 square foot brick home. Like I had mentioned earlier, for me, it was so important for me to spend quality time with my loved ones, with Heather, with Jeff, with Brian, with my husband Scott, with my family, and pursue interests that we all enjoy, that we've been able to do because of Market America's unfranchised business model. And so can you. Measure, monitor, adjust, and control as per this slide based on results from your actions. Adjust the date of completion. Keep redoing your action plan. Have it in front of you. Get to more trainings. Again, the mind does not know the difference between truism and falsehood. It only knows what you program your mind. Some great generic books in programming your mind are The Secret by Rhonda Byrne and The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. You become what you think about most. If you've been doing it your way for the past 90 days, 2 years, 5 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years of your life, why not try it the unfranchised way for the next 90 days? What do you got to lose? And you've got everything to gain. Take a Basic 5 diagnostic test periodically. Go into your back office to unfranchise and pull out the Basic 5. Each section is broken down. Do a section a day, do a section a week. Score yourself. What your zeros, ones, and twos are, I think that's great because it means there's need for improvement. So you're always on your way to improving. You're on track. You're on course to getting better. Those are going to be your weaknesses. That's what you have to focus on the most. And in closing, believe in your goals. But to believe in your goals, you first must believe in yourself. And what I've always said as well is if you don't 100% believe in yourself, the person who introduced you to this business, your sponsor and your team, saw something in you, saw something beautiful and wonderful in you that you might have not even known existed. They saw you as a possible hopeless success with this business. Grab onto their coattails and ride their coattails. They've got enough belief for both of you. Believe in yourself. Stay focused. Stay the course. Let it rip. Let it roar. Let it out. Let it soar. And we'll see you at the top.